Hi, welcome to Let's Talk Education with Neketa Watson. Today, our focus is on what I believe are the most critical years during a student's educational development, middle school. Middle school can be challenging for not only students, but parents as well, and educators also. As a former middle school principal, I can personally attest to middle school being a vital time in a student's years. I was at the bank a few weeks ago, and a parent of a fifth grader, she shared her concern and very real fears about her child entering into middle school. Yes, it can be scary for many reasons. I am here today to calm your fears. I have with me the Assistant Principal of the Year for Lee County Schools, Dr. Joseph Restino, who has served at least 2 middle schools as assistant principal and at least one other middle school as a teacher. Before we jump into the discussion, Dr. Restino, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, first, it's an honor being here. I've always wanted to be on the show. A
Welcome.
little bit about me. I'm a Lee County native. I grew up here. I went to Three Oaks Elementary, Three Oaks Middle, and Estero High School. I went and got my finance degree from USF, and then I came back home. And when I realized that getting the jobs that I wanted were pretty difficult at the time, my mother, who's a teacher over at Three Oaks Middle, suggested my hand in teaching. She thought that I would be a great math teacher because I got along with students or just got along with people, and I liked making math fun. And from there, it's history. And now you actually were one of the first people who hired me as an assistant principal over at Lehigh Acres Middle, and now I'm over at Harns Marsh Middle.
Okay. All right. So to give yourself a little bit of street cred, let's talk about your time on the middle school level. So what roles have you served, and how many years have you actually been on the middle school level?
In the middle school level, I've exclusively served my whole entire time as an administrator on middle school level. I'm currently serving in my 9th year as an assistant principal in the great Lee County School District. I've served in virtually every single role you can think of, and I'm proud to be able to help our students navigate the scary time, which is middle school, and that transitional time between 5th and 6th grade.
Okay, so if you can give us a number of years, how many years have you been inside of a middle school?
Been inside of a middle school, including teaching, 10 years.
10 years, okay. All right, so let's jump right into it. Let's talk about what is most critical for parents and students to know before entering in middle school.
The most critical thing is knowing that everything gets dialed up. Currently, in the elementary school setting, you have students who are at a middle school in a self-contained classroom for 6 years, and then they transition to middle school, and then they're making not only new friends, but they have to go to multiple classes with multiple teachers and have multiple subject areas. It's just a lot to take in. Yes, you're going to school, but at the same time, everything has been multiplied to the nth degree. So everything is just intense.
Absolutely, because students, they virtually spent their entire lives at one school. Now
Yep.
they're about to transition to a new school. All right, so let's focus on the students. What should students do in middle school to be successful?
For me, it is the best advice I can give is get involved. There is always something that a child can do. I believe that all the middle schools in the county do a great job in offering multiple clubs. We have multiple intramural sports. There are a plethora of things that students can do to find like-minded individuals and become lifelong friends with students.
I absolutely agree with that. So let's talk about the big topic that a lot of people are concerned about. They may not say anything, and this may be why most parents and students are fearful. Let's talk about bullying. Does this occur, and how might one deal with bullying?
Unfortunately, we do live in a world where bullying is a thing. Do I believe that it is as prevalent as sometimes the media likes to say? I do not think so, but it could be. And one of the biggest reasons is that we currently live in a world where some find it okay to get along with their friends and others by making fun of each other. And what we need to do is identify that that is not often the best way of making new friends, of playing with each other, and we need to understand now that words can hurt and words can do real damage. And if you decide to push it to that limit, you could be looking at some real consequences and doing some real long-term damage to that child that you're making fun of.
Okay. And if a student does experience bullying, what should they do?
Report it. Oftentimes we are faced with an unfortunate situation where people are worried about snitching or telling on an adult.
Absolutely.
But what I like to say to the parents is we're right now not in the business of making friends. We're in the business of making sure your child is safe. We're making sure we're building relationships with your child. And if they have that stigma surrounding it, we need to be able to address it and change that mindset, because having the courage to stand up to your bully is what we're trying to teach students, especially for the long term.
Absolutely. Okay, so we are getting short on time, so I want to finish up with the main thing, which is academics. We know that it is important for students to do well in academics in middle school. How can parents support students doing well in their academics?
I always like to think that education is a three-legged stool. You have the students, you have the parents, and you also have, the students, you have the parents, and you have the school. Without the parental support and asking the parent, or having the parents ask the student, how was your day? Do you have any homework? Log into Focus, get a Focus account. Everything that the teachers do is on Focus.
Repeat that. Log into
Focus. Focus is everything. It has an app, it has a website. You can do whatever you need to do in regards to your child's education through Focus.
It is the parent portal. It is an app on your phone. You can check it just like social media. So stay in tune with that app. But we have run out of time. I always like to finish in the words of the great late Whitney Houston. I believe that children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty that they possess inside. Thank you, Dr. Restino. And also thank you for tuning in to Let's Talk Education with Neketa Watson. Stay tuned for more Lee Pitts Live on Wink CW6.
Lee Pitts Live is a Lee Pitts Enterprise production.
Hello everybody, this is Lee. I'm so glad that you watched that particular show, and if you enjoyed that show, we got other shows like that. Just subscribe to our YouTube channel, watch Lee Pitts Live on demand anytime, and also hit us up on all our social media platforms. Just type in Lee Pitts Live, and there you go.